Hey guys, what's going on? It's Cody here with Royalty Card Gaming. Coming to you with a review of the pre-release and how that went. And since that is how Crack Shuffle Play is supposed to be played, really thoughts on Crack Shuffle Play. That is the product and the replay value, really. So going into it, the only hero I was really fascinated with this set was Teklovasan, but it immediately became clear to me, there was only, I think, 10 more cards that I pulled other than this that weren't in this deck. But as you can tell here, that the only equipment we got were these Evo Buzz Hives, and these as a whole are really good in, I'd say probably Max is the best. This would be good in Dash. This one's good in Max Nitro, also good in Max Nitro. This extra resource one, great in Max Nitro. So as a whole, playing Teklovasan didn't seem like it had an end game. And the amount of items I actually pulled, I think I pulled like 4 or 5, but not enough to really justify playing Dash. In here we're just running one hyperdriver, which funny enough, Max Nitro probably likes more and synergizes more with him because of his crank ability with just regular hyperdrivers themselves than Dash did. So as much as I wanted to try and force a Teklovasan, just couldn't. Look at all these boost cards, and even you're like, oh well, what about the galvanized text? Who makes the most use out of that? I can go ahead and tell you it's neither of these two champs, because Max Nitro, with his ability to get hyperdrivers out every turn and crank them, means you only have one counter usually. And since he makes these items, this galvanize ability, which says when a card like this defends, if you may destroy an item you control, if you do this, this gets +2. Well, if my hand's not making all that much sense and I get a lot more value out of the hyperdriver by destroying it, then you have the potential to have, if you drew into 3 galvanized cards, 12 block in your hand off 3 cards, saving you a card. So, as far as abilities go, even these Cogworks base heads work so much better for Max Nitro than they do the other two champs, because he's always boosting. So these Cogworks that you have to banish to do stuff makes sense. The weapon itself energizes really well, but went into it hoping for Teklovasan, but we were on Max Nitro, so it's fine. Quickly realized by looking around the room, I think we had 14 or 15 people at this pre-release at least, and it was quickly apparent to me the flaw in this set, in this new, this sealed crack and play that LSS has come up with. And it's that the other two heroes, these guys, they don't have an end game in sealed, and probably even in draft if you're doing regular draft. They don't, because Teklovasan needs more Evos that synergize with him, and spoiler alert, other than the red battle-worn ones, none of them really synergize with what he wants to do. Dash, you're solely dependent on the items you get and how many of them you get, because if you don't get enough, then your hero ability is just kind of null and void. Then, like I was saying, looking around the room, I got the vibe that everybody else was thinking the same thing based on what they drew. At our pre-release, we had one Teklovasan, one Dash, and the rest of the 14 to 15 people were Max Nitros. So, looking at this from a replayability for Crack Shuffle Play, for returning veterans, no, this pre-release was the first and the last time I'll probably do it. My local LGS is getting a ProQuest event. Express TCG they are, and I'll be doing draft for this set. But as far as the crack shuffle play, like I've seen what I needed to see out of it. It favors one hero too much to explore different play patterns, and that's not what I'm looking for in a game mode as a returning player. I would even say new players would get a kick out of this. But you know, it's good for casual play, the 4 packs, crack them, put it all together and play. But if you wanted to do that at that point, you would just go get the welcome kit they just came out with the 4 pre-built heroes for a UPF style game and teach the game that way. I just failed to see the value behind this type of crack shuffle play when they've clearly not like played this themselves and had this only prioritizes one hero. And you know, I could be wrong, but that was just one pre-release. But like, even with the prize support, we went through about 3 boxes, I want to say, and the amount of boost cards to and galvanize, and how few equipment there was, or even items. Like, I don't know, for them to come up with this type of system, like a 1 class set, and make it fair and balanced, like for each hero, so that way everybody has a viable play pattern based on what they like to play. They're gonna have to, you know, go into their, however their formula is for what cards get printed and what frequency, because these two are being overshadowed heavily right now by Max Nitro. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed playing Max Nitro, but the matchups got old really quickly when you just saw how flexible Max Nitro was. He can overblock, he can go full aggro, he can play items himself better because he can crank actual hyperdrivers. He gets more value out of these equipment pieces because of his ability, or even these base ones, these cogworks, his ability with Banksy to put steam counters back on items. There were several games where, you know, I had this regular hyperdriver out, and it just wasn't going away because you just keep putting steam counters on it, either from Banksy hitting or with these recharge cards. Like, these recharge cards, like, just put Max Nitro's value over the top, like +4, put a steam counter on hyperdriver you control. So if you get these out, that's like a 2 a turn. Like, it just feels like it was really Max Nitro prioritized, and wasn't play tested well by LSS. And that's not to trash talk them or anything. Like, they're a great company and I love their game and I will continue buying. But I hope that even though, you know, our channel doesn't have a lot of traction yet, this gets heard, because I think all the heroes will have a spot in, you know, Classic Constructed or Blitz, but from like a draft sealed format, the other 2 heroes, they just get overshadowed, and it was evident by the number of people who were playing Max Nitro. And I have a feeling that, you know, our pre-release wasn't the only one that felt that way. So, but other than that, we went 3-1 on the day, losing to another Max Nitro, my buddy Eric. He's also on the team, Royalty Card Gaming. He just, it seemed like he had a better draft than I did, and I don't know, there's not a lot of things you can do to stop 13 go again because of boosting, but you know, it is how it is. And he ended up placing 2nd, so super happy for him. Overall, happy with the way, you know, the Max Nitro thing went. But I think I can say, like, heading forward, that until they reformat the crack shuffle play system, making it viable for other heroes to to play the game format, I probably won't be partaking. It just was a real feels bad when you look around and you realize that everybody else is on the same champ you are, like, and the other ones are being, you know, just overshadowed. So, well, anything else I can really say about this? No, not really. It would be a relatively short video. But if you want the deck link for how my my sealed went, what deck I came up with, it'll be down in the comments below. If you disagree with me, like, share your comments with me, honestly, because, like, I could be totally wrong. Like, maybe your draft had a bunch of items and you had a bunch of dashes running around, or maybe by the grace of God, like, you got a bunch of the Evos that'll actually help tech Lavos, and please share your comments with me. I would love to hear. So that being said, y'all have a great day, and we'll catch up with you on the next time. Thanks.